Welcome back. Want to give you a look now at updated coronavirus and vaccination numbers in Virginia. Nearly 4,500 new cases overnight, the most in a single day in more than 3 months. The positivity rate jumped up to 9.6%. 5.7 million Virginians are fully vaccinated. That's more than 2/3 of the state's population, but less than 1/3 of those people have received a booster shot.
Virginia's vaccine coordinator, Dr. Avula, is joining us now. And Dr. Avula, the consensus seems to be that Omicron is more transmissible, but when it comes to symptoms, they seem to be less severe. Now, is that anecdotal or is there any science behind that?
I think it's still pretty early, Kurt. You know, the early reports out of South Africa were showing milder symptoms, maybe lower hospitalization rates, but subsequent studies out of the United Kingdom and Denmark have shown that they've had about the same hospitalization rate as the Delta variant did. So early on in the process, I think we need to collect more data. What we absolutely know is that Omicron is incredibly contagious.
Well, Dr. Avula, we know that Moderna came out just a few hours ago saying that its booster shot appeared to significantly increase antibodies against this Omicron variant. So for those who've received the Pfizer booster or the J&J booster shot, which is, by the way, not recommended now, where do they stand in all of this? Do they have any protection?
Well, they definitely have some protection. You know, Pfizer released some data last week out of the United Kingdom again that showed if you had 2 doses of Pfizer, you were about 30 to 40% protected against Omicron. But if you had 2 doses and a Pfizer booster, that jumps up to about 70 to 80%. Haven't seen any numbers on Johnson & Johnson, but the fact that a booster does increase your circulating antibodies, that is going to provide some degree of protection. I think we'll find in the coming weeks what some of those comparative numbers look like.
Now, Monday, since we're speaking about Moderna, Monday I got my Moderna booster shot, and that evening on all of the national newscasts, they were saying, while the Moderna booster is effective, it's even more effective if you got a double dose. Now, is this like a shot of tequila? Can I say I want a double dose, or is that just scientific?
Well, it is what bore out in the studies when they compared the 100 microgram dose versus the 50 microgram dose, which is the booster dose, that produced more neutralizing antibodies and more protection. Now, remember, the booster studies were really only done around the half dose, and so you're only able to get that 50 microgram half dose for the booster. Unless you're immunosuppressed, immunocompromised, then you can get a full dose for your 3rd shot.
Okay, so no doubles.
No doubles. Sorry, Kurt.
Well, Carrie Zolan reached out to us, Dr. Avula, and she tells us that she feels like crap today. She is symptomatic, but she cannot get her hands on a test anywhere. She's scheduled to have her booster shot on Thursday. Should she push it back? And if so, how far?
So that is certainly an issue. We see this every time we see surging disease. We see less access to testing. Now, there are lots of options for testing, and would certainly encourage people to go to the VDH website. So in this particular case, I would encourage her to get tested first, and then based on the results of those tests, decide to go get her booster or not.
So if a person is reinfected with COVID, though, Dr. Avula, how long should they wait until they get that booster shot?
So reinfection with COVID will certainly boost your immune system. It will increase your circulating antibodies. But because we don't have good data around how long that lasts, the current CDC recommendation is that you wait until you've cleared the 10-day isolation period from your infection, and then you can get boosted at any time after that. I think the fact of the matter is you can wait several weeks. We don't know exactly how long, but you can wait beyond that time of your infection to get that booster dose.
All right, Dr. Avula will be staying with us for the next few minutes. After the break, we're going to come back and take more of your questions, so stick around.